Welcome back to the survival world. And I have started digging out and shaping out this cave. Obviously it's nowhere near done, but it is a start. But while I was doing that, I kind of had to admit something to myself. I had to admit to myself that I do not like this bridge. Now I think that the design in of itself is fine. I just feel like it's too chunky for the room and I want to go for more of a traditional wooden style, maybe like more of a bridge hanging from the ceiling I've been thinking about. So I'm gonna tear this one down. The bridge is now completely gone, and I also did some more cleaning up work around the entire space. Did some more detailing on the walls, but yeah, still a long way to go. And I filled the entire bottom with sand. That looks a lot cleaner now, which I really like, and it shines really nicely from below. And before I get to building the new bridge across here, I want to finish that bottom down there. Now I want to put water in there and sea pickles so that I don't have to spam torches everywhere and we still can keep that nice shimmer from below. And for that I set up a pretty convenient way to get some sea pickles in not very much time. Now I did look up some tutorials for sea pickle farms, but most of them were just a huge waste of bone meal, especially because I don't have a proper income for bone meal yet. So I kind of made my own thing. It's not really automated by any means. I have to constantly press a button, but I also don't need a ton of sea pickles, and it doesn't use up a lot of bone meal, and gives me the I don't know, 10 or 11 stacks that I need in just a few minutes. So basically you bone meal these sea pickles here, then you press the button up there, it gets rid of the ones around there, and then you just keep going like this for a while until your bone meal gets used up. So you can see it goes relatively quickly. Again, of course, it's not exactly great automation or anything like that, but it does the job definitely. As you can see, there's already a lot of sea pickles floating around here. In a second, when I've used up all the bone meal, we can see how many we got from that. I don't know, it was like 50 bone meal, I think. And then we can just walk around and pick them all up around here. So there we go. Yeah, just over a stack. So that's, yeah, it didn't take long at all and got me a decent amount. So I'll be doing that for a few more minutes and then we'll see, and then we'll get to this area down here. The water is now put in, which is a very handy thing because exactly what I feared would happen happened. Before I put in the water, I actually did die of fall damage when I flew down there and didn't land properly, and then I had to walk of shame down that entire long staircase that I built earlier. Luckily I did that and gather my stuff. So that won't happen anymore now, since we luckily now have the water down there. And I also already did add the bridge, the new one. These things right here will be what tethers it to the ceiling once that is done. And I have already worked some more around the area, as you can see here. Now, I'm not the best at terraforming, but working on this has already helped me improve a bit, I think. So, for example, this bit up here is what I did pretty much in the beginning. And then these things over there are a bit newer, or like the latest thing I did in the area. And I think we can already see some improvement there if we compare these two. So I'm quite happy about that, that I'm actually learning from this. Now the only problem with that is that it is very dark around here, and that is why currently I have a night vision potion on, because otherwise you would hardly see anything. I did try with lighting up this with torches, but I just find that looks so distracting with all the little dots everywhere. And yeah, I don't like torch spams, so I won't be doing that. I'm really looking forward to when 1.17 comes and we get the glow beacon, I believe it's called, which you can use to light up caves like this, because this is basically a big cave, right? Like in the next update. So that will definitely help, and until then I don't think I will show a lot of this area in the videos as it is so dark and doesn't look great. I will just slowly be chipping away at it, finishing up this room, making it look good, and then we can properly finish it off with the glow leak in CAMS 1.17. Now the next thing I would like to do is build a gunpowder farm, or a mob farm in general. I'm desperately in need of more gunpowder. As I said earlier, I don't have a lot of rockets and I really want to go to the end and gather more shulker shells and other stuff. So yeah, I want a proper income of gunpowder. I did some stuff, a bunch of stuff. Look at all this stuff. We have 2 towers basically, 2 mills. Just here a traditional windmill and here a bit more of an experimental windmill, I guess. Not windmill. Yeah, you know what I mean, a windmill. This one doesn't really have anything inside of it. Maybe it will someday. And then in between the two we have, of course, a lot of pretty greenery, as I always like to put in. Again, pebbles and rocks, bamboo, berry bushes, carrot fields that still have to grow a little, and some sugarcane over here. I really like hiding the water source. For example, for these two, it is hidden under that block, etc. I think it looks just, yeah, nice if it's not like lined up as it is traditionally done with sugarcane. And can be used really interestingly for decorating. And you might have heard underneath our feet, I just turned the volume down a bit again, is the mob farm that I built. So I've located it on the southernmost island of the area so that the sounds of the mobs won't annoy us too much. Though, I'm gonna be honest, there's not as many dying mobs in there as I maybe expected. So if we go down here, that leads us to the collection area, which I haven't decorated yet. It's just this dungeon almost. This is what we got so far. So you can see mainly spiders and creepers spawn in the farm. Because the platforms have trapdoors on the roofs, so skeletons are too tall, or zombies as well are too tall to spawn in there. There's just on every platform like 4 spots where they can spawn. So we'll mainly get spiders and creepers. Which is good because, you know, I don't need rotten flesh. The caves in the nearby vicinity should be pretty lit up. There might be some more spots that are where we have mob spawning, which is why the farm isn't running optimally. But we already have a few stacks, and I already took out like half a stack of gunpowder earlier for some rockets. And I don't really need all that much, just to stock up on rockets a little more than I already have, and this is already really good for that. So I'm happy with it. I could of course make a little like spawning platform up in the sky above the farm and AFK for about an hour and get a lot more gunpowder, but I don't really like AFKing. It's not really my playstyle, you know. I don't like having the game play for me because that's what it feels like in a way. I know a lot of people AFK and that's cool, but I don't know. I never really liked it, and I also just don't like having my computer running when I'm not on it, because it's in my room, and so that's kind of annoying. But that is that, so we have that set up, and I'm very happy that we now have a proper income of gunpowder. The elevator kind of works. The timing's a bit off. Okay, well, last time it worked. I guess it's a bit too long for the timing of the circuit. I have to figure that out. Sometimes it gets me to the top. There we go, now we did it. Okay, yeah. That will be fixed maybe one day. It's one of those things that I probably say, oh, I'm gonna fix it, and then I won't. But unless it annoys me too much at some point, then I will. So this looks very nice. I love the greenery that I put in. What's a bit awkward about this area is that we have this kind of lagoon-like structure here, so the water is only about 1 or 2 blocks deep here between these two islands, which doesn't look the greatest, I feel like. So I might want to in the future carve that out a bit more, have the water be a bit deeper. Then we could put in a bridge that leads over there and connects with the path that leads up to the windmill. Because at the moment it's kind of like just this spot that has been worked on and everything else is just plain vanilla. Similarly to over here, you know, we have this stripe of land that leads from this way all the way over there to there. That is really nicely worked on, and then everything else is just plain. But of course, all in due time. I'm already really happy with the progress, but there's still much more to do. Now that I have a good source of gunpowder, I can actually go on that trip to the end to collect my shulker shell. The only problem is that I don't have a proper way to the end portal yet. That's why I'm now gonna actually properly connect up my own nether portal to of my base, as well as set up another portal to the end portal. Lots of portals to the stronghold, I guess. And I will do that up on the nether roof, because that's just the most convenient way to traverse the nether, really, instead of, you know, constantly dodging lava waterfalls and stuff like that. So we'll have to find a spot in the ceiling where the bedrock is only 1 block thick. So here I'm hitting bedrock, and I'm pretty sure the block has to be at like Y127 for it to be 1 block thick, and it looks like here we're at 125. That one would be 126. It might also be 126, I'm not sure. Oh, that one's 127, so it is 127. But that one's a bit hard to reach. So I'm gonna let's see if I can't find a better one. This one, 127. So this one seems the most convenient because we just have a lot of free space right underneath it. So I'll write down the coordinates of the block. And then we're gonna want to get on the roof. Come on. It looks like this used to work for me. They might have patched that, I don't know. Usually when you like double click the ender pearl, it kind of bugs you onto the roof of the nether. Oh, here we go. Okay. You needed a ladder. That was a missing factor, I guess. I'm pretty sure I used to manage to make it work without the ladder, but anyway, we're up on the roof. There we go. Nothing but us and some mushrooms. Alright, so now we want to break the block that we just selected. Let's look at the coordinates again. 22, 127, 10. 22, it's this one. Okay, so we want to break that block of bedrock. How do we do that, you ask? Well, you'll need these, just these 5 items actually. This is a method I got from Impulse SV, so it's not my own original idea, but it works pretty well, usually. It usually takes a few tries, but yeah, I'll show you how it's supposed to work, and then we'll see if it does. So let's remember the block, it's this one. So we put obsidian here and here, and then we have a trapdoor here, and 2 TNT blocks here and over there. We put a lever right here, and then take a piston into our hand, and now this has to work flawlessly. We flip the lever, we go down, and we spam right click. I did something wrong, I think. That didn't make any sense what I did. Let's try it again! Okay, I just figured it out what I forgot. Okay, so let's do the same again. We put TNT here and TNT here, a lever here, then we do a piston here like this, then we activate the lever, go down, and then we spam right click. Didn't work. Oh, it did! Wait, it's the wrong block. How did I mess this up? It's this one. No, this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, if you're not a derp, this would work flawlessly with this method, but, you know, then there's me. Alright, so we moved the thing back once. Now we have a hole in the bedrock that is of no use whatsoever, but that's okay. So if it doesn't work right away, don't worry. It usually takes a couple of tries, because you have to basically hit the exact splinter of a second for the piston to be placed the exact right moment, and it also depends on like lag and stuff like that, if it works or doesn't. So always bring backup materials, because your levers will be blown up. And we did it! Okay, good. I was scared I was gonna run out of TNT. Okay, but that's perfect. Now we also did actually hit the correct spot, not as we messed it up earlier. So the next thing to do is move up our own portal to the roof. So let's write down the coordinates of this one. We have to divide those by 8, which is then about 3.5 and 14, I believe. 15 is actually a bit closer, so let's go with that one. So then I can tear down this portal. We don't need that anymore. And back on the roof, I now gotta scout out those coordinates again. Let's see, what was it? 3.5, 15. Let's go here, and with this 5, 4, 3. There we go. We light it and just hope that it connects. Let's see. Hopefully, hopefully. There we go. Perfectly done. So until the next episode, I will set up the second nether portal here on the roof that will lead us right to the end, or the end portal. And I'll try to get a bunch of shulker shells as well. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I have been Nellas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!